For this Halloween, we're going to do a special Universal Monsters Smasher Pass of the classic 1930s, 40s characters, as well as a surprise choice at the end, so you don't want to miss it. With us for this video is one of the coolest guys we've met making videos on YouTube. Steve, one of. He might be the top. I don't know. We'll tier list our favorite people on YouTube.
We've probably like 1.5, I think, is his placement.
Stephan Ransom, how's it going, man?
Pretty good, man. I'm glad you brought me down here for this. This is these Universal Monsters. We've got a universally smasher pass. So yeah,
that's true. It's universal. We only do the objective here. So that's when we answer this today. This is actually the objective smasher pass. This isn't like our opinions. You know what I mean? It's universal. It'll be accepted.
So it's unilateral.
Correct. Unanimous.
Yeah, I think this will be archived at like Congress or something, right? There's an area that these
somewhere, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, unless George Lucas has something to say about it, then it won't.
That is true too.
All right, before we get into this, go ahead, smash that like button. Like, you know, you're gonna smash one of these monsters or path. We don't care. Go ahead, do whatever you want. That like or subscribe button. So let's get right into this. So one of them might not be the most iconic of them, but let's start off with Phantom of the Opera. Well, you guys smashing or passing this? I'm looking at his nose here. He kind of looks like a pig man.
He does like a
Seinfeld pig man.
Stephen, why don't you go first on this one, man?
Yeah, you know, I recognize the nose immediately. I mean, he's Phantom of the Opera. His nose was burnt off, and the first thought that comes to mind is, God, that would really be a comfortable seat. You know, if you were
that's true.
69ing and you know, teabagging the old Phantom of the Opera. I mean, that would be a nice, comfortable place for your sack to sit. So
it's flat too, like it's pretty flat relative to normal nose, so it's not going to be, you know, protruding and getting in the way nearly as much, but it has you still get the nice breeze though. Actually, probably more of a breeze. Those canals are so huge.
It'd be airing out that taint the whole time,
right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah
Keep it fresh.
I think you know, definitely an oral smash for sure. Yeah.
Now, what if he's saying, hey, no, Stephen, it's missionary only? Does that change the calculus here, the equation?
Yeah. What's going on with that?
Well, you know, we've never seen his tongue, so it's really hard to say.
That's true too. Okay, well, what are you gonna say, Don Boy?
No, go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say, see, I respect everything that he said, and I agree with all of it. But taking everything into consideration here, I actually have to pass on this guy. The fact that he's called the Phantom of the Opera, that gives me a whole different image in my head if I've never seen this guy before. He's clearly a pig man or some sort of other deformed thing. Phantom is, I think it's way too gratuitous of a term. I think he came up with it himself, and he was very self-conscious about his appearance. He's trying to talk himself up, so when he's revealed, people can't be as disappointed as they would because they already have this image, like in stature of a phantom, right? It's a phantom. I'm passing on him. I think he's got too many insecurity issues.
You're passing for the branding.
For the branding issue, yeah, and it's like we haven't seen enough of him. Like Stephen said, you know, the tongue. It's like maybe that could be a game changer, but we've never seen it. So pass.
Yeah, I think I was gonna pass because he's not embracing the bald here. He's got this 6 head going on over here.
He does,
you gotta shave that. You gotta shave that thing off. Also, I'm gonna be smashing from the back, so his face is not a what do you want to say, a deal breaker for me. But Stephen, I think, has convinced me. I think I'm gonna smash. I want to see this ventilation system that's gonna be going on during the 69 and my taint. So
you are doing that too, though.
Yeah, I'll just try it out. Like, not a lot of pigmen around here, and it doesn't bother me that he's not known as Pigmen.
And before we move on, I want to admit that we really need to pass this guy past Zax. I mean, Zax is a big mask guy. This is a big mask guy.
He is a big mask guy.
He's also into velvet. So you could tell that cape looks awfully soft to rub up against.
Velvet, man, more Seinfeld. Wow.
George.
Maybe I'll smash him.
Real quick, have we ever seen Phantom of the Opera and Zax in the same room at the same time? Just saying.
Question. No, I don't think we have.
Just saying. All right, next one. The Wolfman, and this is his pre and post form here. So go ahead, you smashing or passing?
Go ahead, Stephen.
Oh, yeah. You know, hey, he's the Wolfman, and with this guy, you've got 2 different sides of the coin, man. I mean, this is better than Two-Face because it's not all in one body and not all at the same time. This is right. You got your Fuzzy Wuzzy was a Wolfman, and you've got your well-dressed, fit-looking Abbott Costello looking guy.
Yeah, that's 100% true. So it's a plus for you? Thumbs up, thumbs down. What do you got?
You know, I hate to be consistent one to the next, but the options are just far too grand here. I mean, imagine what this guy would be like, 69, or even, from behind, doggy style. He is a wolf man after all.
Yeah, that gives that's pretty literal positional term there for this guy.
I mean,
and
could you imagine him transforming mid-coitus?
Coitus. Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't imagine it, but that's what I kind of want to go into and find out. For every reason you just said, I agree completely. I have nothing more to add.
Yeah, what an adventure this guy would be. Also, it looks like his human form, he's got a little toy that he's going to bring in there, too.
That's not a little one.
Yeah, that thing is going somewhere. He has plans for it.
He does.
What a dilf, too, here. Yeah, I don't know how old he is, but he's a great-looking guy.
He's 25.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
He's sporting the widow's peaks too. So come on.
Oh,
he
yes.
is, but he actually loses it as the Wolfman. So that's kind of a strange thing. What if he shaved his head as in his human form? Do you think he'd have a full head of hair still as the Wolfman, or would it kind of be? How do you think that goes?
I don't know.
You think his hair is mapped on from his head to his body in the wolf form? Yeah, I don't know.
Works. Yeah,
I don't think that's
crazy.
how it works.
Well, either way, what do you got down, boy? What's your?
Yeah, I'm smashing, and I also would like to. I'd like to know the experience of having sex with another person who's hairier than me. I don't know if many people know I'm a very hairy person, so getting the Wolfman in there, a little competition, and I like a little. This guy looks maybe a little timid, the human form, but when he's in Wolfman form, that's crazy, man. I'm loving it.
He's going nuts.
Anyway, like doggy style, my favorite position. So smashing.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
I could easily spoon with the human form. The Wolfman form, I just don't even know. I mean, is he a top? Is he a bottom? Let's find out.
Yeah, let him do his thing,
All right, next one up. This one might be the hardest one for me. The Invisible Man. You smashing or passing?
Wow, Stephen, sorry to throw you under the bus 3 times in a row, but go ahead, man. Take it away.
I don't, it's so hard to say. When he's all dressed up. First of all, there's no kissing action going on here.
You say no? You say no to that? 100% no?
I'm kind of on the fence. I mean, he's invisible. I mean, imagine it. Okay, look, when I'm solo, it's all me, right? It's just me and my imagination. But imagine the confusion. You're in somebody. It's all nice. Everything's jiving. You open your eyes, and there's nothing there. It's just you waggling in the wind. It's confusing. I find it confusing. I don't know. I think I might pass on the Invisible Man.
I think I'm in. I think I'm in on the Invisible Man. I think I'm in because there's just so many different, we've talked about this a lot. Whenever I go into this, a lot of it's exploratory and it's like I'm trying to research. It's research based. So I think that I have to because there's so much left to the imagination, kind of like Stephen was saying. We do get, when the clothes are on or whatever, we do get the basically the frame and we get the full body shape revealed, right? From the Invisible Man. Mm-hmm. But when everything is off, it's like there's so many different sensory things to be found, like texture, smell, taste, like all this stuff. What if it tastes like first of all, what if it smells like a lavender candle? I don't know. Like, what about that mouth guard, right? You said no kissing, but what if that mouth guard comes down and it smells like the best thing you've ever smelled in your life?
What if it smells like the worst thing?
Well, then there you go. Then you know to avoid it. I'm just saying it's not off the table. So I think for exploratory reasons, you have to.
I'm passing. This guy could be the biggest shitster too, and it would fucking suck because he'd be invisible the whole time, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing this. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, something's going in me where I don't want it to, and usually, I'm not.
What? How is he going to manage that?
He's invisible. What are you talking about?
Okay, yeah. So what? You're gonna like totally hands off, no contact for how long, and then suddenly you feel something that's like, okay, yeah, I understand that.
I'm not constantly making contact with it the whole time. If I have to pull out at any moment, all of a sudden, where'd he go?
That is true. Plus, what if he's like looking back at you making a stupid face?
Dude,
you'll never know.
I have to hit from the back, and if somehow he's able to slip back into missionary mid smash, that would ruin it for me.
Yes, it would.
Yeah. See, this is what I find an issue. Anybody with bandages, and I've kind of pre-thought my feelings on the mummy. So there's a thing I have with bandages. I don't know. I just don't know, guys. I don't know. And those glasses, those sunglasses, they keep reminding me of the 10 Rings guy from the original Iron Man movie.
The Mandarin.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Weird. Yeah.
Hey,
also, you might see yourself in those glasses, and that's no bueno for me. I do not want to see myself. I look like a disgusting monster when I'm smashing. I'm scarier than all these other monsters.
Hey, Have some positivity about yourself. Come on, positive
Thank you.
body imagery. In that left picture, what's going on? What's coming out of these bandages there? What's that black?
I think it's his hair. Well, no, it can't be his hair. I was gonna say it's
I
his
was just
hair.
gonna say,
but
like, is his hair visible? Is he invisible completely except his
no,
hair?
it must be the black from the other side of the bandages that has no light.
Oh,
coming
you
in.
think so? Okay, that
Well,
makes
Well,
sense.
he
I don't know.
wears a disguise of a fake nose and a wig to kind of sell the whole thing. So,
Oh, okay.
So is he
I think that's
noseless?
what's going on. Well, you can't see his nose, right? So when he pulls off the bandages,
Yeah, he's making himself look like a burn victim or some person that's disfigured versus an
Okay,
literal invisible man.
gotcha. Okay, well, either way, listen. So you two, is it 2 passes and a smash? Is that what we got
Yeah.
here? Okay.
That's what we got. All right, next one up, something a little more on the wet side here.
yeah.
Creature from the Black Lagoon. Gator, you go here first.
Yeah, that's fine. I could take this one. I think it's an instant smash for sure. I don't think there's even a question about it. Like, there's so many different, again, exploratory avenues to look at. Look at all those flaps you have starting from the neck right there. Then there's another layer mid-chest. There are untold amounts up and down the arms, the texture on the palms. What's going on with the texture on the palms? The mouth, the eye ridges. You got that Super Saiyan 3 eyebrow line going on.
You're smashing.
Sensory wise, I think you have no choice. I'm not sure what this guy's attitude is. Maybe Steven can help me out with that, because honestly, that could change my mind. But if it's kind of like a wild card situation, like he's a wild animal, essentially, it's like, sure, like the wild animals can be trained.
Well, we all know that this guy's waterproof, right? So
Yeah.
talk about
Yes.
a perfect opportunity for golden showers.
Well, you don't want
That's-
someone waterproof for that. You want
Yeah,
them
exactly.
to get soak in. This guy,
Feel it.
You get the whole group, get the whole gang giving this guy golden showers. Like, I'm invincible.
Yeah, he can't be the alpha in the situation.
Well, unless he's trying to breathe it. If we can somehow convince him to breathe it in, then
Yeah.
that'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, that's pretty
Well,
degrading. Like, go in the mouth and out through the gills.
yeah.
Yeah. If you had him all chained up and he was drying out, he would be begging you to piss on him. So,
That's true too.
I
Okay,
don't know,
well-
I'm getting turned on just talking about it. So it's really, I'm definitely going to smash. Just like Gator said, it's exploratory. I mean, this is a unique specimen, and I'm a unique eroticist. So yeah, let's do it.
You could document this, you know what I mean, and put it in a scientific journal or something. Your name would go down in history forever, especially if you're the only person to ever do it. The only thing that would suck is if you did it and then you start telling people about it and revealing it slowly, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I literally did the same thing." Like, we've all done this. We've all had a taste. It's like, that would kind of suck.
Yeah. Plus, he's got the color thing. He comes from a black lagoon. I mean, God, how much more relevant?
It's true.
you
That's
get?
inclusive.
Hey, I'm not a racist. I got a friend from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, exactly. A really good friend.
And he's probably got great physique. I mean, he's a swimmer. Imagine the aqualine body. That he
Oh,
must
yeah.
have,
True.
Well, I would initially was going to pass on this because I just don't like people that might be able to get the upper hand on me when it comes to I don't know, like water-like settings. Somehow I'm just smashing this guy. And I'm like, oh no, where am I? And I'm like in the middle of a lake, and then
Wait, that teleports you? What's going on?
dude, in mid smash, literally things could be happening around. World War III could be happening around me, and I'd probably be oblivious to it. I'm focused in. I'm dialing in. I got tunnel vision as my D's tunneling into whatever thing I'm doing at the time. But Stephen has convinced me, because I was initially going to pass, that yes, if I can get the gang together, the boys start pissing on the whole Black, and then he kind of loves it too. He's like, please. Oh, dude, yeah.
Me and Steven are in. Yeah,
we're all smashing now.
Hey, I'm also thinking too. If you guys are familiar with fish anatomy, there's no actual appendage. They're built like birds, so there's both a rectum and a something opening for the genital area. So
really,
the options are pretty outstanding, actually.
Yeah, it's inhuman in all the best ways.
Mm-hmm.
We should do a breakdown video on the
the anatomy of the creature, the Black Lagoon. Exactly.
Fanfic. This is how it look. This is how it feel.
Yeah, trust us.
All right, let's go on. One of the most iconic ones. Finally, Frankenstein's monster. You smashing or passing this freak of nature?
I think I can go first on this one too. I think that I would definitely pass on this guy just because I think that there's not much there. I think he's very stiff, very robotic. I never have known, Steven. Do you know those the bolts on the sides of his neck? Are those 2 bolts, or is that 1 bolt going all the way through?
I think, and don't quote me on this.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
I'd hate to disgrace a monster of the classic vein, but those two, it's supposed to be two bolts as electrodes sending
Oh,
electricity to his spine directly to activate his body. I'm pretty sure that that's what we're looking at, is that they're electrodes like terminals on a battery.
gotcha. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. But again, I think it's a definite pass. I don't think there's anything to this guy that's appealing in that way. There's nothing exploratory to offer like I usually go for. Maybe like how detailed and accurate to a real human his anatomy is. Maybe that'd be the only thing. But I'm trying to remember back to Frankenstein, like the original book. Does he have a kid or something, or does he just go off up into the tundra and live his life? I have a hard time remembering. So regardless, he's kind of got nothing to offer. Maybe I would try to take those electrodes out. Maybe they screw in and I could pop
Something
them
to grab
out and
onto.
then there'd be well, not really, because look how tiny they are. Maybe I could wrap my thumb and my uh, index finger around them only, but that's not much support. So it's a pass.
What do you think, Don?
Yeah, I was thinking I would let this guy, hang out with my kids. Look, he's so nice here, and maybe he could babysit. But I don't think I'm going to smash him either. His body shape is really weird. He has these broad shoulders and this head, like you can see on the picture to the left. It's like a 90-degree angle here, right? And I'm smashing from behind. The whole time I'd be thinking, this head is just shaped grotesquely, and I don't like it. And I was gonna try to think about holding on to those bolts, but like Gator said, what am I gonna get? Like a finger or two on that thing?
It's
And
embarrassing.
he's probably gonna be sweating too, so that's gonna be slipping off that thing. I'm gonna be frustrated. And plus, I don't think he has like two emotions. It's calm and I don't know. I don't think that's enough
Unless
for me.
he learns to love. Don't forget about that.
How would we know that? Like,
I think he'd say it. I think you could maybe tell from the look in his eye, or maybe if you were doing it right, you're from behind or whatever, and his head is so flat, maybe he'd give you a courtesy, like maybe raise his head into a perfectly flat position so you could rest something on his head if need
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, that's
Like a
that's what
drink or
I was
something.
thinking. The tabletop nature of his
Yeah,
skull
it is tabletop.
is perfect. It's just begging for a beer to be set down on top of his head. Either while he's performing orally, or even in doggy style, if his head was pushed up against the headrest at the foot of the bed, the head of the bed. I don't know. It's the possibilities of I got to find out what the possibilities of him being able to balance a beverage on his head. I think that's really that's really a whether or not I'm going to go for it. If he can pull that off, then yeah, I think we got a date.
I think I think definitely he could do that. Plus, like, he seems so sturdy. You know what I mean? Like he can
Yeah.
probably lock his head in a position like 3 notches, and then he gets into that perfectly upright position. Maybe those 2 bolts on the side, maybe they're not electrodes. Maybe he can kind of click them in all the way, and now his head's locked in that position. You know what I mean? So I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of possibilities the tabletop
And
wise, like a coffee table.
he seems to be gentle. I mean, look, he's not crushing the flower. He's pulling off the petals one by one, so he's got some dexterity. I don't know. I don't want to say a hard smash, but because after all, he is Frankenstein. He is all about hard smash, but I don't
He
know.
is.
I'd say a soft smash, maybe an exploratory smash. I'm not going to pass. I'm not going to pass on it. I mean, he is a creation of man, and he needs to learn how to serve mankind. I mean, to stop being a monster.
That's true too.
Yeah, looking at his like little hand action, Steven is pointing out here. Yeah, maybe I'll get a hand job from this guy. But now looking over to the right, looking at his head here, can you imagine looking down and this guy's giving you head? Like, ugh, no. I'm just like, I couldn't focus.
Well, let me ask this. One more question about this guy. If you did it, if you were to do it, would you tell Victor Frankenstein that you did it?
Oh no.
Would you like rub it in his face, or would you just kind of like tell him? Would you let him know?
I think I would like trick him into it, being like, "Hey, I think there's some like weird DNA growing in maybe his rectum." And he's like, "Oh, really?" He like tests it out, and he's like, "Wait a second, this is your DNA," and I'm like,
Bitch.
Good heavens, this is not some sort of fungus. This is alive. It's alive.
Exactly. Hey, listen, dude. Honestly, with your like mic and everything, you sounded exactly like it.
Yeah,
Just now.
that
No
was
joke.
great.
Yeah, I'm not even joking. Listen back to this.
Okay, next one up, Frankenstein's wife, the Bride of Frankenstein.
Go ahead, Steven. Come
smashing
on,
or
man.
passing?
This is a pretty
This is
straightforward one.
definitely a hard smash. The bandaged arms. It's kind of turning me on. I kind of like the idea of having some extra things. I mean, she comes equipped with bondage equipment, like straight out of the box.
Yeah, so there's no mystery. Like, you know exactly what you're getting into. That's true.
And she's got that severe look. I mean, that's the way most women look at me in the first place. So
wow,
I'm kind of liking it.
Yeah, hey, good for you, man. See, it calls back. It calls back to the real life experience. So that's good. I fully agree. I have like nothing else to add except for, I guess, the fact that the bondage arms come stock or whatever. It kind of makes you wonder how far it's going to go if that's like the introduction to this character. You know, it's like it could get pretty extreme, but I'm in.
Yeah, I think, I'm smashing, not because she's a woman, mostly because that hair game right there. I'm smashing from the back. I'm going to got a great grip on all that hair back there. And like Stephen said, I kind of like damaged goods. She has all these bondages on her arms here. I'm thinking maybe she's got some daddy issues she needs resolving.
You know, I'm not totally sure she has that much hair. I think there might be a little Kingdom of the Crystal Skull action going on.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
this is like...
saying.
This is a buzz cut on her, you're saying? And all that's just
head? We have to find out. I mean, that's worth it just to find out for sure. I mean, just grab that fro and squeeze it until you find her skull.
There you go.
Exactly. Okay. I'm in regardless.
Yeah. Okay. Next one up, the Mummy. You smashing her past. Steven said he's been thinking this one out here a little bit.
Yeah, he's had this one on the brain, man.
Yeah, I'm concerned about how crumbly he is, I would be concerned, because in a fit of passion, I get really grippy, and I try to hold on for dear life. And I'd be so afraid of just crushing him. I mean, he's a priceless artifact to start off with.
True.
That is true, man. Do we have any feats from him? Like any durability feats or anything like that?
Well, he survived how many years? I don't know. What other?
That's true,
like,
but
physical?
I mean, like, physical. Like, has he gotten in a fight? Has he fallen down? Stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, does he crumble? Is he continuously crumbling? It's so hard to tell.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think, see, normally this would be like a kind of thing that would get me in, that kind of wondering. But I think there's such a high % chance that he would just crumble. And if not crumble, he's just unbelievably dry. He's like paper mache inside and out. So I think I have to pass on him.
Oh, I'm smashing. I love the dry. We've talked about this before, Gator. I like it dry. Ideally, the inside of a person is as dry as my hand. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but that's totally different.
I don't lotion up or
oils.
anything.
The hand has oils. The hand's soft. This guy might be paper mache. You understand that? Dried paper mache too, not the gluey stuff.
Okay, so what? I just got to lube it up just a little bit, and that's it. But it's not gonna be constantly flowing out of this guy. Yeah, I think I'm smashing, and maybe he's got some tricks that that have gotten lost in time from ancient Egypt that he can bring to the table with me. And
my other concern too is that if you were to fill him up, right? You'd have to wait for him to dry out because it would be obvious, right? Because it would be leaching through all the way to the outside. There'd be these big wet stains all over his body, and people would be like, "What's going on with him? What did those guys just do in the bathroom?"
Yeah, the Mummy. What happened to you? Yeah, they're gonna ask and they're gonna know. Well, my concern would be like if you're doing it too. Imagine you're doing it right, and you're just doing it, and you blink real quick or something. You start to feel yourself get a little bit tired, and you come to, you wake up. You're now in mummy wraps, and you're getting closed into a tomb. Like, what if he used the whole thing to kind of trade vitalities with you, and now he's walking around as me? I don't know what his powers are, but I'm kind of headcanon. I think he could do this.
That's it. It's 100% hard pass. I'm sorry.
Man.
Just too crumbly for me.
You both are passing. I'm smashing the Mummy here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all to myself, I guess.
You're in that boat alone, man.
He's all yours.
Count Dracula. What are you doing? You smashing or passing this vampire?
Dude, I'm passing this guy.
Passing? Look at that male gaze he's got right there.
Yeah, I see his male gaze, but this is kind of a pathetic iteration of Dracula to me, stature wise. Like this almost looks more like what the Phantom of the Opera feels like he wants to be. You know what I mean?
That's true.
That's what it feels like to me. And I don't know. I'm not getting the big like scary vampire vibes from this guy. I'm not getting the alpha male. Literally, Nandor from What We Do in the Shadows is more of an alpha looking dude than this. Like if that was the guy, we'd be in a different situation. But
look at this guy's drip, though. You not appreciating what this guy's style is?
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna refuse to take it off because he's so proud of it. It's like we're not getting anywhere, dude.
Yes, I know.
Like, I've heard.
Well, he's got some hypnotic skills. So the one thing I would want to explore is how much power he has over. I mean, is this guy living Pfizer? I mean, is he like
Maybe.
hypnotic permanent erection kind of guy? I mean, can he just talk your body into doing whatever he wants anyway? So I don't even know. It's like, would you just lay there as a victim? Because he's like, do it again, do it some more.
Well,
rolling is ours.
Right, rolling is ours nonstop. But I guess in that situation, I have no choice, right? It's for doesn't even matter if I want to smash or pass this guy. But outside of that situation, I don't know. Like, what do you think about that, Stephen? Like, are you really willing to go in there just to wonder about his hypnotic effect, not wanting to smash him and risking the fact that you're gonna just be smashed against your will? Like, is that something you're on board with?
Well, I mean, this is all theoretical, right? I mean,
Maybe.
so
Exactly.
I think the one option would be to explore his hypnotic powers, and then at that point you'd be like, oh, that wasn't that much, and you'd be like, I have had you for several days, not relevant.
Okay.
So would you even know? Would you even know? I could go in there and be like, no, dude, hard pass, and he'd be like, really? And you wouldn't even know.
Yeah, it's all over.
It's like
you'd come away maybe feeling very, very satisfied and very, in great. And he could just be like, I have convinced you of all you are convinced of. It's.
Oh, dude,
that's true. And if he could put the feeling in your mind too of like, if he says, I convinced you to do it, dude, you don't remember, and you're like, wow, I guess he did convince me to do it. If he can leave that impression on you instead of you walking away feeling like he tricked me and he did this like against my will, if he could actually convince me that I succumbed to it and went along with it willingly, that's impressive.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. See, that's what I mean. And you'd, of course, the deal breaker would be if he didn't want a camera available. I mean,
right.
You'd have to videotape the whole thing.
Yep.
Even if he didn't show up on the footage, it would still be, yeah.
I'm telling. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it would almost be like the Invisible Man, but different, because he's there. You can actually see him with your own eyes. But the hypnotic thing kind of cancels that out. God, it's so confusing.
I'm not turned off by the fact going into a room and someone totally taking over my body and then doing whatever they want to me. I'm not totally turned off by that sexually. But financially, this could be an issue, right? I go in there, and also I start signing off all my real estate to this guy, all of my belongings, my will, and all of a sudden, then he has everything of mine. He's like, now you're my servant. I'm like, dude, are you serious? I just want to get like a blowjob here, and now
real quick.
Now look where I'm at. I'm financially in ruins because the Count Dracula could make me sign over everything. So if it was only sexual, the hypnotic things you could do to me, I think yes, but I don't know. I'm riding the line here too now. Like, I don't know what, I think I got to smash, but
you're still smashing. See, the hypnotic stuff, like, what's he going to make you do? It's not like he's going to give you superpowers or anything. He can only convince you to, like,
sign over my finances to him.
Oh, right. Okay. And you're still smashing, even though that's a possibility.
Well, it's kind of like a little risky thing. Like, ooh, it's almost like,
oh yeah, very erotic.
Well, okay.
Very exciting.
Something we didn't talk about Count Dracula, blood in the bedroom. You guys into that at all? If he takes a little bite, or maybe it doesn't make you a vampire, but at least like is biting down on you, making you bleed a little bit.
My iron's too high. It's too metallic.
He might not like the taste, Yeah, you
don't want to see him angry, dude. Like, he's gonna taste like what the fuck was that? Like, you don't want to be around for that, dude.
What have you been eating?
And he would take advantage of how rigid you were. I mean, he's a bloodsucker, so that makes it a double suck, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
true.
probably.
Double suck, like double Jeopardy. Now you don't have to.
Yeah, it cancels itself out.
It cancels itself out.
Yep.
All right, so the final one, the surprise smash or pass. Abbott and Costello, you smashing or passing these titans of comedy here?
Wait, let me ask you this: why are they included in the monster list?
Because the Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein is one of the best Halloween movies ever made.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I mean, they're affiliated.
They need all of them. Look at them; they're right here. They have their choice, and they pass on every single one. So, are we smashing them or are we passing them? And you can go individual. Or
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, is it gonna be both at once? Be one at a time? Stephen, why don't you go ahead, man?
Yeah, I think that Abbott is the only one genuinely passing here. Costello seems to be always perpetually confused. So, I mean, he's like humming.
Right.
And maybe he's trying to figure it out himself. I think I'm on board with Costello because he's the most confused out of the bunch.
Yeah, Costello,
And
that's a good pick because as well with the confusion gig, it's like you could be doing something that's very familiar to him or very familiar to you, or even it was unfamiliar to him until a certain point in the smash, and he should be familiar with it at this point, but he still looks confused. It kind of adds this excitement to the experience, right? Like, and it's also a goal. It's like I got to get this guy comfortable with what we're doing and on board, but it's probably never going to get there. So it's an excitement that you're not going to get from Abbott.
Well, would it change for you if the only way you could smash Costello is if Abbott is watching, like the whatever he's being cucked, kind of, but then he's
kind
also
of
like
assumed that's how it was
condescending.
going to go.
He's just like, Lou, get out of there! You gotta get out of there! He's confused the whole time and just smash.
well, Abbott is the straight man. I'm sure
Right.
in more ways than
Yes.
one. So
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
you
hating
know,
it.
Costello is used to him watching, and he is he's the showrunner. You know, Abbott is really the wingman in all of these equations. So who's really the gimp in this one? I think Abbott is.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. And I figured no matter what, if it was going to be one or both, or there was going to be a one watching kind of scenario anyway. I think that was kind of probably self-explanatory. But in my opinion, I'm passing both these guys. Like the Costello smash, I totally understand your reasoning, and it's a good choice between the two of them. But I'm still passing on both.
Really? I mean,
Pass on both?
Costello looks so soft. You know,
Come on.
and you know,
Gator.
you got elbow pits, you got arm pits, you got leg pits. I mean, you don't even have to go into anything really serious. Just under his chin would be really, really nice. So.
Yeah, which chin too? You know, there is that.
Exactly.
I mean, I agree. I agree that there is like definitely merit to it. It's just like we've gone through so many highly interesting beings on this list. Maybe ask me a different day, but it's not exciting me at this point. I hate to be disappointed. I mean, look at the picture we're looking at. There's 3 dudes. I'd even smash Dracula over these two with the hypnosis effect. He's hypnotizing him actively, by the way. Look at his hand. He's doing it right now. And it's
He's
not
trying to
even
find his
working.
brain. It's not working.
Yeah, that's true, too. I don't know. I'm sorry. Sorry to disappoint, guys, but I got to pass on these two.
Yeah, I don't know. He just looks like a ton of fun. I don't know.
Yeah. Listen, smashing totally confused man in the bedroom sounds so funny to me. Where he's like, oh, but he's also an idiot, right? He's just sitting there, he's like, oh, what's going on? But he doesn't say no. You know, he's liking whatever's going on, but he's totally confused. Yeah,
he does like it.
He knows fuzzy math, so you know it's all good. And he's going to be continuously asking who's on top, who's on bottom, what's on top, what's on bottom. You know, and you could do the whole baseball routine. Hell, he even knows the whole baseball routine. So you get all 3 bases, including home. So.
Oh, hell yeah.
Plus, you know, this would give you a lot of street cred. I know I'm kind of talking myself into it almost, but you get a lot of street cred saying you did that with these two. And they're not going to deny it. They've never come off as liars to me, you know? Like if you asked them, they'd be like, yeah, I did. It's like, you know, so that's pretty nice. You get some street cred there. Still passing.
Yeah. And with a name like Costello, just think of the yelling opportunities, the coitus exclamation opportunities.
You gotta have a vowel at the end.
True.
To make it really hit. So, All right, well, that concludes our Universal Monster Smasher Pass for this Halloween. Stephen, do you want to plug anything?
Just Monday and Thursday, I'm doing a show with Roman of the Empire and John, the blue collar guy. That's 5 p.m. Pacific time, and whatever it is time-wise on the East Coast over there, 3 hours plus. That's my Monday and Thursday, and a Saturday gig, which I'm going to be heading off to soon. That's noon Pacific and 8 p.m. UK time with PJ Maybe.
We'll put links in the description down below for both of those things. And before you end this video, go ahead and smash that like button, like you want to smash at least one of these monsters here. And
your favorite guy.
Your favorite guy. And subscribe if you want to see more content like this.